those are the live visuals that we are bringing to you from Abu Dhabi of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's arrived today after a two-day power-packed visit to France. And as you can see, he is going to be conducting delegation-level talks as well. Those were the latest visuals. And in some time from now, Prime Minister Modi is in fact expected to be meeting and conducting bilateral talks with the President of UAE, President Al Nahyan. And earlier during the day, Prime Minister Modi was also received by the Crown Prince of UAE at the airport. Prime Minister in a firm handshake over there with the UAE delegation. This is expected to be one of the significant round of talks that Prime Minister is having. It seems like this was a talk that Prime Minister had earlier with the Crown Prince of UAE, and in some time. All right, Prime Minister now on the red carpet. For more details, let's quickly go across to Abhishek Jha on the phone line. Abhishek, this is a very significant visit. Remember, whenever it comes to Prime Minister visiting the West, he's made it amply clear that it's not just West that gains importance for India, but he bestows a significant amount of attention upon the Middle East. Last time when he went to the United States, he rounded up that visit with a visit to Egypt, and this time it is the UAE.
Of course, the engagement from neighborhood to the next of neighborhood and Middle East, these have been the core of Prime Minister's foreign policy vision. And, because of these reasons only, we have seen, the Gulf countries, which predominantly are Islamic and Islam-based rulings are there. There is a lot of Indian diaspora bases also present in those countries. So India has historical linkages also with these countries. So despite a cultural variation or differences, the closeness that India has been able to forge with this region is amazing, or one of the that can say the reflection of successful diplomacy of India into these regions. We have seen several Gulf countries also honoring Prime Minister with their highest award and highest civilian honor. So that also says the kind of friendship and trust Prime Minister Modi has been able to build with these countries. UAE also one of the countries which has accorded Prime Minister its highest civilian honor. And this visit that Prime Minister is having, though it is very short, and still it gives an opportunity for India to engage with UAE, which happens to be one of the prominent Gulf nations.
Right.
And Prime Minister Modi's meeting with the senior leadership of UAE and Mr. Al Nahyan, who is the ruler of Abu Dhabi, also does give an opportunity for India to engage with the UAE and discuss the regional, global and bilateral issues of concern.
Right. Abhishek, when you talk about this visit, as you mentioned, it is a short visit. Nonetheless, one that is expected to also conduct wide-ranging talks. As we can see, there's already been an exchange of delegations. We can see that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been greeted by the UAE delegation, as is President Al Nahyan of UAE also interacting with the Indian delegation over there. We can see from the visuals that have arrived. But what is going to be the area of focus when we talk about taking these ties to the next level, whether it is energy or food security? Take us through what will be the areas of focus.
UAE has been one of the key partners in India's energy security. And though the bilateral trade between the two nations have been hovering somewhere around 50 and 60, in between 50 and $60 billion, most of it constitutes the import of crude oil from UAE. But though the non-oil trade between India and UAE has reached about $50 billion, that is about a 5.8% annual increase in the first 12 months. While Prime Minister Modi is in UAE, he is going to discuss about the security aspect of India and UAE, how can they contribute and collaborate on that. Climate change is another area where the leaders can discuss, because the next COP is going to be held in UAE, and UAE is hosting that. So Prime Minister's vision of energy transition and how to facilitate and expedite this whole energy transition of India is also crucial, where India is looking for partnering with various countries. 2030 is the year when India has envisaged that it will be shifting its about 1/3 of overall energy consumption onto these renewable sources of energy. 450 gigawatt is the target of India to set energy generation capacity by 2030 on renewable energy basis. In France also we have seen civil nuclear energy is being discussed between India and France. Green energy is something that India is trying to collaborate. UAE is also trying to invest into this green energy sector, and India can become a very good partner with a capacity that India can produce for itself, and India can be able to export this high tech quality of energy, renewable energy, generating energy renewable to the countries
Right,
also.
Abhishek, and what stands out this year as far as this visit is concerned, both the countries are going to be playing very significant roles globally. And when it comes to discussing cooperation on global issues, let's not forget that it is a year where UAE's presidency of COP28 takes forefront. So does India's G20 presidency.
You see, the latest struggle that the world is currently having is in the wake of Russia-Ukraine conflict, and that has come on the top of last 3 to 4 years of those COVID pandemic that has derailed the global economic scenario. In that aspect, India's role as a resilient supplier of global supply chain has emerged as a key point when India wants to engage with others around the world. Also, how India has been helpful and as a collaborator in the sector of health, education, digital transaction, edutech, and fintech are the areas where Prime Minister can be having discussion with the UAE leadership. And we have seen the UAE has also become as one of the countries where Indian digital way of mode payment is going to be applicable. So, a lot of areas are there where India is collaborating with this Gulf nation. About 3 to 5 million Indians are living in Gulf, in UAE, and who happens to be a major contributor in the social and economic life of UAE. So clearly, how to ensure the interests of Indians living in UAE is also one of the areas where India has been engaging closely with UAE and its authorities.
Absolutely. Abhishek, take us through how significant has been the contribution of the Indian community to UAE. Remember, as far as the expatriate community in UAE is concerned, the largest ethnic community, in fact, in UAE happens to be the Indian community. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has always made it a point to reach out to the Indian diaspora wherever he goes.
Of course, we have seen Prime Minister's, this is a hallmark of Prime Minister's foreign policy, that he has always, underlined the fact that Indians, whoever are living in whichever part of the world, are in a way brand ambassador of India. So they are not just living there as a diaspora or being employed by some company, as a mere skilled professional or high-tech professional, but they are also bringing along with them the brand value of their country, the cultural, the ethnic value of their culture of their country, and an impression that can help India build from there to engage with more people, to engage with more business and social and political life of other countries also. So in that context, wherever Prime Minister has gone, he has always made it a point that he engages with the diaspora. He tries to understand their problems, their concerns, the way they have tried to mingle in the society, and the how they are received in that particular society, and how they have been able to build Indian values, Indian brand into that country in a more positive way. And in that respect, also, when Prime Minister was in France, we have seen Prime Minister's engagement with the Indian diaspora in there. About 10,000 students live in France, so clearly a lot of eagerness is by the French authorities to invite more and more students also to France. UAE is also another country where about 4 million Indian diaspora are living, and they are contributing in largely in the workforce of UAE, which are contributing significantly in their economic development. And now